This is the plaintiff, Wadi Arroyo. She says the defendant, her former landlord, slandered her all over Facebook, posted her address, full name, and now her union job isn't calling her for work. He also threatened her, told her he had a lot of bodies under his belt, and that's when she called the cops. His false accusations have hurt her financially. That's why she's taking him to court today and suing him for the $5,000 she's owed. This is the defendant, Lou Wagner. He says the plaintiff was a tenant from you-know-where, and he had to evict her because it became intolerable living next door to her. He admits being frustrated and posting that she didn't pay her rent, but it was the truth. It's not like he lied or anything. Bottom line, he's happy to be rid of her. She owes him for damages to the apartment, and she opened a can of worms by filing this lawsuit against him because she's the one who owes. He's accused of being defamatory. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $4,683.45 for back rent and damages.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Wadi Arroyo, you are suing Roberta Terrell and Lou Wagner. You're representing both of you here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, for $5,000 for defamation of character. You have a counterclaim against her for $4683.45 for damages and back rent. Okay, let me hear from you first, Ms. Arroyo. What happened?
Well, I guess it all started back in January. I had a domestic in the apartment. My daughter's father and I got into a domestic. He made damages to the bedroom door, used my rent money to bail himself out. So that kind of
Describe
put me
what
in
you
a
mean
hole.
by a domestic.
He put his hands on me. I have police reports stating that the officer seen all the bruises on my arms, all the red coloring.
What happened to that domestic violence case?
My daughter's father currently is 2 years probation, and he's attending anger management.
Are you back with him or no?
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, absolutely not. My daughter was present during that, so
How
no.
old's your daughter?
7. I have the police report.
Let me see the police report. Does the police report mention the door?
Yes, it does, and in the police report it also states that my daughter's father admits to breaking the door.
Oh, well, let's have it. Because according to you, you stated in your answer to the complaint that the door was just fine after the guy moved out.
No. The answer to the complaint
So you
says
know that the door that
Oh, yeah, I was
broken
there the
by
next
the guy.
day. I was there the
So
next
you know it
day,
was
Your
broken
Honor.
by hand.
Yep.
Why
Two
are you
doors
going
were
after
broken.
her for the replacement of the door?
She was there. She was part of it. It was a
Yeah, but
mutual.
out of curiosity, why wouldn't you go after him?
All right.
According to you, they're friends.
We were all friends beforehand. My daughter's father and I got into the dispute, and the same time he took me to court for the eviction is around the same time my daughter's father took me to court for full custody, me to pay him child support. So I'm going through a lot of court things here. They are still actually talking to each other, still having phone conversations. My daughter's father informed me of this on Thursday.
Who has the baby?
We're in a custody battle.
Okay, but she lives with who?
Primary residency with mom.
Primary residence with you.
Yes.
All right. So your lawsuit, what happens is you stop paying rent, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You kept the security deposit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I
Why
explain
didn't
the
you
door?
pay rent?
We had started the process, the notice to quit. The first notice to quit
We had started the process.
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh,
he had
against you.
Yes. The notice to quit, the first one I got was for lack of payment in March. I paid off March and received a second notice to quit for April and May. So at this point, because I had so much outstanding bills and everything was falling behind and crumbling right before my eyes, I had to then start stacking up and saving money to be able to move out this premises. Living under the conditions that I lived in.
So you agree that you didn't pay 4 months of rent?
I never disputed that, not once.
Okay, but in your complaint you say the law says I don't have to because he's evicting me.
Not that I don't have to. In the stipulated agreement, when we went to court stating that I would be out by August 1st, they did not inform me that I would have to pay him back.
Okay. Let me see the stipulated agreement that you guys entered into. But I'm going to quote from your complaint. I even looked it up online, and it said I didn't have to continue paying if he was going to evict me. Where did you get that idea?
Judicial website.
Yeah, you know what? You better check your sources on that, sweetie, because that is just not true. Your rent obligation's your rent obligation.
Absolutely.
The fact that you would rather pile it up to be able to move maybe what you have to do because you feel you have to do it. But that doesn't mean he doesn't get a right to sue you to get paid. So he did not come after you for rent. You went after him for slander. In other words, you didn't just stay quiet and wait and see, is anybody going to chase me for $3,600? You went ahead and proactively filed a lawsuit against him, which was going to bring him to court for him to go ahead and file a lawsuit against you. What were you thinking?
I had actually received the lawsuit from him first.
Right, but when did you file your slander lawsuit?
The minute I found all this up on social media.
Okay, the minute you found that out. And it doesn't occur to you that maybe under the circumstances where you owe all this rent, that it might be in your best interest to keep your little mouth shut and wait and see if he's going to chase you for the money. If he knows that he can't squeeze water out of a rock, maybe he just lets it go. But you turn around and you file a lawsuit because somebody said something nasty about you on Facebook. How long have you been on Facebook?
It has.
That this is such a big shocker to you.
Actually, it is.
What did he put on Facebook about you?
A lot of nasty stuff.
Let me see it.
That was not. I also made a police report on the first post.
Wadi, it has been 3 months since you have paid rent. I have been your friend and did everything I could for you. I have had you served 3 times. Please move out of my house. So is this on, describe what wall this is on.
Hers.
A private one or everybody sees
everybody.
No, I put it out there.
Okay. I have served you 3 times. Please move out of my house. I cannot continue to pay for you to live. I have been in touch with your DCF caseworker and your ex. Do you realize how this is going to go in court? You're going to ruin your life by going down this path. DCF is going to give custody of your daughter to your ex. You have missed all your drug programs. That is why DCF is not paying for the first month you missed. Like I said, I have been nothing but a friend to you, and this is how you repay me. Well, this is how you repay her? This is what you call being a friend, posting something like this on Facebook?
It gets worse.
Please keep in mind that I have before photos of the apartment. And if you have done or plan to destroy anything, I would think twice because you'll be arrested for vandalism no matter what your idiot friends might tell you. You're not going to win. The court will only worry about where your daughter will live. As soon as they find out she has a place to go, it's bye-bye, Wadi. Please call me. If you're out ASAP, I'll withdraw the $5,000 lawsuit. You've taken enough for me to do the right thing. I don't deserve this anymore. How does it get worse?
After that, I made a complaint with the cops, and I have the police report. They went to his house. They asked him to please remove it. He removed it, and then he posted something up even worse.
That's something you say on your wall. That's something really not meant for public to see. That's actually kind of rude putting that so it comes across everyone's news feed.
Those are just friends
commenting.
commenting.
Oh, other people?
Yeah, friends commenting that.
Private and unprofessional. Wow, that should have been a private message.
Agreed.
Could I say something?
No, deal with it, you say. I'm in a bad position. I'm hoping her friends will talk some sense into her. I'm no real estate tycoon. When I pay for her to live, my family suffers. I have 2 children of my own and bills to pay. If people are friends with her, then take her in. Due, you've misspelled due. To a visit from the police, you misspelled meant. Due to a visit from the police, I've had to revise my post. I would like to thank everyone for their support. You misspelled there. This will continue to be a problem for me for the next few weeks, but I will win in the end. It's a shame that it had to go this far. Is this on her wall again?
No, this would have been mine.
On yours. But I will win in the end. It's a shame that it had to go this far or that I had to put a certain unnamed person's business all over the city like this. If anyone would like info on this unnamed person, just hit me up on a personal message. I would also like to mention that anything I said in my earlier post was and still is true to the best of my knowledge. I did not slander or harass any person in any way. I simply stated the facts as I know them. I'm trying to embarrass her into moving. While she's not paying rent, she's enjoying the lifestyles of the ghetto fabulous. She has 2 incomes and collects welfare, and her man gets unemployment and works. They can pay, they just choose to spend their money in other places. I also have a commercial account with Facebook and boosted the post so it is all over New Haven. Did you call her DCF caseworker?
She put me in touch with him. He gave me all this information.
Gave you all what information?
That the guy said to me, look, we're on to all her games. She's not going to her drug programs. We know what she's up to. The DCF caseworker said she's going to lose her kid and she's going to end up out on the streets. That's what's going to be the outcome of this.
Did you have a DCF case where you were supposed to be doing certain things and you didn't comply with them?
I was complying with all of them, and
Was there an allegation by DCF that you weren't?
No, not at all. And my DCF worker did state, in fact, that because I had a lot of allegations towards me, and he told me, he's like, I cannot tell what's going on with me to him.
I'm finding it
My
hard to
daughter's
believe that a
father,
DCF
nobody.
worker would share info with you.
They're not allowed to, Your Honor.
Right.
My DCF worker knows and knew the case. Even my daughter's father kept going back
How
and
does
forth.
that guy know it? Because you think your ex...
My daughter's father and him are still in
friends.
cahoots with each other.
How did you get into this big fat mess like this? How do you end up with people like this? And how do you...
I asked myself
Why
the
is
same
DCF
thing.
involved in your life to begin with?
Because he put his hands on me in front of my daughter. My daughter watched the whole thing.
Right.
So the
And because
cops
you have a
called
drug
DCF.
problem?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I have
what
right
is this?
here.
I've been going all my
I have right
drug
here.
program.
Everything negative.
Did you get ordered to a drug program?
Yes, I did, and everything's
But
negative.
why did you get ordered to a drug program?
Because my daughter's father, while he was getting arrested, kept yelling, and she's a drug addict, she's a this, she's a that. So
yeah, but you don't
because
get sent to a drug program because a guy who just hit you said you were a drug addict.
that's what they did. Because he made that accusation against me, and they went and they put me in the drug program.
Who did you get that from, DCF or her ex?
Your Honor, all you have is your word, and I'm giving you my word.
Do you hear me?
I got it from
Do you hear what I
DCF.
asked?
Yes,
Was
I got
that
it from
the answer to what
DCF.
I asked?
Nope.
I got
What
it
did
from
I
DCF.
ask? Douglas, what did I ask?
I want to ask.
Who did you learn that she had,
DCF.
Right,
quote,
DCF.
missed all her drug programs from?
Her
The
DCF
ex or
worker.
DCF?
Nope, her DCF worker. And I can tell you why I was in...
What's the name of the person you spoke? I want to find
You know
out
what, Your
who in
Honor,
DCF.
I don't...
Oh, just
wish
some
I
unnamed
did.
guy gave you info?
No, whoever the worker
Was it
is.
a man or a
It was a
woman?
man.
I seen my worker yesterday, and he informed me that they're getting ready to close my case because everything is fine.
Can you prove that?
I did not.
Yeah, everybody just wants to flap their gums. That's it.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So can you sue somebody for defamation if they're telling the truth? What do you think?
I think so.
Really? Even if everything they say is accurate,
Oh, okay. Well, now I got.
that's the truth.
Okay.
Right? Are you change your mind?
Yes, I changed my mind.
Fair enough. What do you think? Can you? If I say really bad things about you, but they all turn out to be true, can you sue me?
Yeah,
Huh?
I think so.
Okay. What do you think?
No, because you're telling the truth. It's freedom.
Anybody know that saying? Anybody? Anybody?
Truth is defense.
Oh my God! You knew that. Whoa! Going inside the courtroom.
All right, now let's talk about your lawsuit against her, back rent and damages. Okay, how did back rent and damages total $55,83.45? Go ahead.
There was 4 months of non-payment of rent, which there was damage. I actually
Prove the
have,
damage.
right here. I got the photos of the damage, and I also have. I have from Lowe's.
What was the damage? Tell me about it.
Obviously, there was the 2 doors. But over and above that, the biggest damage was the carpet. I don't know what happened to this thing. And I was there. The last time I was at that apartment was a day or 2 after she had the domestic. And there was no damage to the carpets. The door was obviously damaged. But the switch plates were fine. Lights were fine.
Are these 2 different
carpets-
doors, or is this the same as the other one?
It's probably the
All
same
these
one.
are the same door?
One of them's an entry door, front entry door. That looks like the front entry door. The other one is the bedroom door.
And both doors were messed up?
Yeah.
During the domestic, just the bedroom door was messed up as long as the frame. The downstairs opening door, I had informed him that I tripped and fell into the door, and when the door frame popped out months prior to even the domestic happening, and I had informed him that I need the frame fixed, and he never got it fixed.
Well, yeah, but if you broke it, I mean, you broke it. All right, so, and what about the carpet? What's going on here?
The carpet's been there since before I moved in. The people that lived in there before me had a big pit bull and animals. I have a small dog and 2
You
cats as
claimed
well.
in your post that you had pictures of how you handed the apartment to her. Let me see those.
There's 2 pictures in there. Unfortunately, that's all there is. Yeah, I don't really have. But what I do have, Your Honor, I have a picture of her with her pit bull. So,
Let me see. Let me see that.
With my pit bull?
well,
Do you have a pit
somebody's
bull?
pit bull.
I rescued a pit bull for a day, and the owner came and found it, and I gave it back. It was one day. I have a
This is-
small dog
What is
and
this
2
a
cats.
picture of?
Oh, that's my brother looking at a hole in the wall.
Say it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. My brother, there's a hole, I don't know, it's in a closet. It's a hole in the
That was
closet
there when I
wall.
moved in.
This big old hole?
Yes, that was in my closet when I moved in. My bedroom was so cold in the summer. It was in
Why
the
would you
winter.
move
It
into
was
a place with your
ridiculous.
child that had a big old hole like that? And why didn't anybody take care of it?
I was under the impression he told me he would fix everything, or he told me if I would fix it and then give him the receipts, he would deduct it from
Why
rent.
didn't you fix it and give him the receipts and deduct it from the rent?
I'm a female. I don't know how to do none of that stuff.
Really?
That's
You're
his
a
job.
female. I'm so.
That's not my job as a landlord. I'm not the landlord.
Really?
He's
Because
the
I don't
landlord.
really think your genitals have anything to do with whether you get this fixed by a professional and then deduct it from the rent. If he
You're right, I
really
should've.
told you to do, well, see, here's what he says. Was that way when you handed it to her?
No.
Facebook meets the newest member of our family, KT. What better home than right here with us? I promise no more animals, though. LOL. Welcome home, KT.
That lasted a day. And then the real owner, because he was a runaway dog, the real owner came and claimed him. So that was a day.
Do you have any proof that lasted a day?
He was with me.
Who is he?
He's my boyfriend. He was with me. We found him early one morning. I put my daughter on the bus. The dog followed me into my house. All day I tried to
brought some
find...
strange pit bull into a house where your 7-year-old lives? Like, that sounds like a good idea. You're full of good ideas.
He was a friendly dog playing with all the kids at the bus stop.
So why would I think anything could go wrong?
I do rescue animals. I have
Lovely.
rescue animals.
I don't think you're equipped to rescue a pit bull with a 7-year-old child in your house. I also don't think that if you're having troubles with DCF, with drug testing, with custody battles, and with paying rent, that you should take in a pit bull who's stray.
Well,
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
that's why I'm happy he was gone afterwards.
The place is a wreck. What else besides the carpet are you suing for?
There were the doors and then, well, obviously the back rent, the 4 months of back rent.
Okay. The doors go sue the guy who broke them. I think you got his number, okay? I'm not going to make the victim of a domestic violence case pay for it because you're buddies with him and getting information from him against her.
Your Honor, can I say something?
No, you cannot. I'm done with both of you. The rent is $3,600, which she owes you. The carpet is in deplorable, absolutely, utterly deplorable condition, and you can apparently get it done for $1,102, so I'm going to award that. Now we've talked about your lawsuit against her. You're entitled to $4,702.95. However, she's got a lawsuit against you for and minus $900, which you've kept. And then, so what have we got? We've got $3,802.95 minus whatever the interest is owed to you, right? But then I've got her lawsuit against you, where you put up on Facebook and you tell me unabashedly that you did it on purpose. You wanted it to be out there. You boosted it with your client list. You want everybody to know that she has a drug problem and that she's been ordered to drug rehab and that she is not attending her drug rehab and that therefore she's going to lose her kid. It was a very vicious, vicious thing you did. And frankly, I kind of agree with her that you were defaming her character in a way that you didn't really have a right to do. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide your recovery in half over it. I'm finding in favor of the defendant in half of the amount thanks to the defamation that I find, and so I am ruling in his favor in the amount of $1,901.47. That is my verdict.
Come on, step in right here. First of all, the verdict as it comes in here and the money changing hands here, what's your feeling about that?
I believe it was unjust and unfair. I mean, he's a slumlord. He knows it. I know.
What about your actions? Are you willing to admit that, you know, you've made some mistakes and ready to grow up and move on from here?
Absolutely. I know I owe him back rent, and I never got out of even trying to pay the backed up rent. But under the conditions I was living with, my bills, you know, skyrocketed. It was, you know,
Right.
I had had priorities.
Okay, around the corner there, okay, documents wait for you there. All right, so step on in here. What's your feeling on your actions here?
You know, I mean, it was kind of foolish to do the Facebook thing, but, you know, you become so aggravated.
It was vicious.
It was. But you know what? She's going to go back to being ghetto fabulous and getting evicted from other places.
So how do you think you look?
You know, I don't care. I really don't care.
Bobby?
Well, the bottom line here is that some of what he said may be true, but some of it was not supported by the evidence, and it was really vicious.